Yo everyone, what's happening? Happy Saturday. Whew. Hope you're as glad as I am that it's the weekend. It has been a long week. But hey, we're here now. We're going to be playing some more Tales of Arise. But before we get into that, just remember that my name is Kramall and you can find me on twitch.tv/Kramall if you're watching on YouTube. But if you are watching on Twitch and you want to see some of the previous streams that I've done, you can always go to youtube.com/Kramall where I upload every single stream that I do. And yeah, follow me on Twitter @Kramall. I'm on Instagram @Kramall. And where else am I? patreon.com/Kramall, where you can support this channel monetarily if you want to, but there is no requirement to do so. But for as little as $1 a month, you can become a Patreon member, where you get a shout out every single stream, and you get exclusive access into the Discord, which it is very purple today. I don't know why, because I've got to change the camera settings literally every single time I jump into OBS, so it gets purplish. But you know what you should do, Blue Sky, is you should jump into the Discord and become a member. And you can find it right there. Jump onto the Discord, become a member, and you know, have exclusive chats with me. You get to do that anyway because you're my wife, but hey, why not? Anyway, without further ado, let's play some Tales of Arise. Hello, viewer, welcome to the stream. Jump in chat and say hi. We're playing some Tales of Arise today. We're on the hunt for more sexy boys. So yeah, nice one, Blue Sky. Thanks for joining the Discord. And hey, you become a Patreon member as well. it's our joint money anyway, but hey, why not? Fuck. Do it. It's only $1 a month. Right, so where were we last time? Shit went bad, and now the town is basically on fire. Oh, my livestock's matured. Let's listen to this.
We have to stop Sir Kelzelik.
Oh yes.
Don't you think it's about time you dropped
Sir Kelzelik.
He always treated us Danans with such warmth and kindness. Did he have such bad intentions all along?
It sounds like he did. With a name like Kelzelik, it sounds like he was a big bad all along.
Forget about intentions. We should assume he's the one who's behind all these incidents.
Like poisoning the town people?
There are Renans in Menancia who resent
Definitely his.
but I didn't expect one would be so close to him.
Yes, I suppose you're right. I guess all of us here in Menancia are still some way off from being a truly united realm, aren't we?
Well, yeah, he's still technically
You going to be
slaves.
okay, Kisara?
I don't know, but I definitely don't want things to end like this.
Her brother was literally just
lend
killed,
me your
i.e.
strength.
turned into a puddle of mush.
Of course.
So
Anyone who tries
yeah,
to
she's
oppress
probably
others is
feeling it a
already-
bit right
I will
now.
gladly stand against them. Besides, I want to believe that this realm really can do better too.
Alright, let's go fucking do some liberation. Every single tune in this game is a banger.
Fighting throughout the city, but it's dead quiet.
Either Dohalim's allies have been arrested, or they're keeping a low profile.
So I just need to head to the palace. Easy, no
Meaning
worries.
the rebels are occupying the palace? Then let's hurry up and kick those bastards out.
Let's kick those bastards out. And you see, we've already done the exploration of the palace. So item-wise, we're not at a disadvantage, I would think. Onwards and upwards. So Halim's going to come in at the last minute, I reckon. I like how they marketed this now as a dungeon. Like, before it was just a pretty palace we went to. Now it's like a dungeon we have to explore.
This place is awfully quiet for a siege palace.
Such a huge place is spooky without all those people here.
Spooky.
They're probably waiting to ambush us.
With so few Renans
Also,
here,
yes.
I guess this is what it's like when the Danans are expelled and the ruling minority are all that's left. My money's on them using Zeugles to even the odds.
Ah, yeah, of course. There'll be monsters
See any
everywhere.
Danan guardsmen?
The fact that they're not at their stations tells me they really have been driven out. We all swore an oath of loyalty to Lord Dohalim.
Halim.
My fellow guards wouldn't abandon their post lightly.
Speaking of which, where the heck is he?
Yeah, where is Dohalim? He ran off after he
How could this be happening?
Any idea where we
assisted
should
in
go
mass
the main
genocide.
Let's try the Lord's chamber.
building? Worth a shot.
So the Lord's Chamber is upstairs on the second floor. What the fuck? Look at all of these floors. They're all the different rooms. It's locked. Kind of feel like, yeah, oh shit's gonna be locked. Can we go bottom floor first? Nope. It is. It's pathing us upstairs, and that's not a problem. I just like to explore. As you all know, I'm a bit of an explorer. Oh shit, here we go. What the? That's Kelzalik. Did you really manage to deploy these barriers inside the palace? Guess that means we're on the right track in finding him. Is there any way we can get rid of these? If memory serves, there's a release mechanism somewhere. My first guess would be inside his personal office. Well,
Hey Law, you can bust that wall open, can't you?
Well, let's give it a try and find out!
You sure about that? From what I hear, that thing can stop even a cannonball.
On second thought, let's see if there's a release mechanism somewhere.
so, okay, I'm confused. We came in through the entrance plaza, which is on the left here, walked past Tweedledee, Tweedledum and his little shits to get to this door to find that it was locked. Why didn't they try and stop us? Okay, so there's an office that way. So I'm guessing, yeah, let's fight these pricks. Hello! Here we go.
No backing down! Oh my lord! No! Here I come!
You think that shield will save you?
Here, you should be shot in the face.
Split it open! Be my guest!
Ow. Thank you. Can you please punch it? There we go. Time for damage. Wow, the other guy didn't die. Oh well.
I know fine weapon material when I see it.
What did I get? Peach shell. Fuck yeah. Look, I love peach shell. Office. I feel like, is this the office? Did it say his personal office? Oh, hi. I guess we found the right place.
It'll be a breeze. Get in.
No spells, please.
I won't show you any mercy.
Oh, they're all just sword dudes. Here, have some flame swords.
Shut him down.
Yoo-hoo! Oh shit! That's a new one. Fucking badass.
Our work is done here.
What do we got here?
I'm right behind you.
The Noble Room,
I
King.
think this is a key to the noble room of the castle.
Noble what?
The room at the northern end of this floor.
A
The
noble
release
what?
mechanism is in there.
Okay, cool. I wonder if enemies respawn when we come back out here. No, they do not. So the Noble Room. Forward to the left. Ooh, there's a shield guy. Excellent. Hey, gents.
No choice.
How do I? There we go. Punch him in the face. Ho, ho, ho. Why did this guy just fucking die? Hey, there we go.
We managed to pull through.
What do you mean managed? That was easy. Yes, please use the Noble Room key. Surely there's some dudes in here. Yep, here we go. You people aren't supposed to be here. Oops.
An opponent like this should be easy. Now you'll
Here, have some flame sword. Ow. Woohoo. Try harder. Nice. The dodging counters actually do quite a bit of damage. Looks like there's nothing to find here. Guess that makes this a bust. Got any other ideas about places we could check? If it's not his office, then I'd check the barracks or maybe even the meeting room. Got it. Let's comb through both of those places. Right.
There are enemy forces here too?
They must be predicting our movements and deploying accordingly.
They're giving me a lot of healing items.
Coming all along, is that it?
It's mildly worrying. So what's next? They said the barracks or the meeting room. So which are around here, so may as well take these boys down.
An opponent like this should be easy.
Ow. Yeah, punch. Wow, that didn't work at all. Ooh, hello. Done.
Our work is done here. Let's move.
That's literally what I just said. Oh, we've got a couple of shooter boys. 2 marksmen. No spells, please. Hey. Fire support. Hey. The build counter is good as well. Nice.
You know, the more I think about it, this palace is way too big for its own good.
More peach shells.
Plus, where
Barracks.
the hell were these soldiers and Zoogles all this time?
Normally,
that's
the
a really good
Zoogles are
point.
kept in specialized training facilities and only get let out in cases of emergency.
Like this one, for instance? Give me a break.
Okay. So they just had him in a basement somewhere.
Hey, look at that enemy. It's shining. I've got a really bad feeling about this.
Look out for spells. Oh, he's going after me.
I can carve through armor.
Do I need to get rid of the shooter boy first? I've got a spell break in case she decides to try another spell. Oh, we got rid of the shooter boy. Fantastic. Here, have some of this. Ooh. I did not press her button, but apparently she just thought she'd pop it off anyway.
With this, I can become even stronger.
Oh, okay. Orange gel. They're slamming me with the healing items, which kind of leads me to believe there's going to be some big ass boss at the end of this. Maybe we'll have to fight Dohalim again. I don't know. So barracks was a no. I mean, that's just back to the entrance plaza. So these guys have respawned. Oh, fucking spell bullshit. Ooh, healing circle. Ow, ow, ow. Oh, fuck, that does a bit of damage.
Where are you going?
Ow. Cool.
Let's keep our eyes on the prize.
Yeah. Couple sword homies. No worries. More spells. Ooh, too quick for you, buddy. Ow. Fucking please. Haha. Cool.
Our work is done here. Let's move.
It sure
Right behind
is.
you, she. Gone.
Meeting room. The gold dust cats. Another goldie? No, just regular shooter boys. No. Fuck man, that Wind Fury ability is just so fucking hit and miss. None of that. Oh, fuck, that does so much damage. It's a big
Our work is
wind up.
done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shield.
But that'll be the important thing we need to click on. No other items. Okay, here we go. There's something scribbled in the margins. My comrades, in the event of an emergency, you are to disengage the barriers and go provide support. You know which room the release mechanism is in. Don't forget to retrieve the key from my
Is that
office.
some kind of note the rebels left?
Hey, it mentions the release mechanism we're looking for. But
This isn't enough to go on.
The key is in my office. So we got the key. Scribble in the margin. The key is in my office. Alright. Lord's Quarters, Treasury, Lord's Chamber, Dining Hall, Office. So we've been to the office. And we found it. There was nothing in there. We got the key to the Noble's room. The Noble's room had like nothing in it. Maybe we need to head. So it's saying go back in there. Maybe there was more stuff in there that I missed. Let's look a little more closely. So we've got that. Nothing. Already examined the shit out of that. Freedom on. Don't forget to retrieve the key from the office. Okay, so let's go back to the office. Let's see if we miss something. Office is in the center. None of that. Ooh, big old water gun. Dead.
Don't get complacent.
So from here we want to head left and right. Left. Right. Then office. Yeah, this is where it's saying that we need to go. And we found the key to the noble room. Here. You know where it is. Don't forget the key is in my office. Doubt anything's in the dining, right? May as well check it out just in case. Explorer. Milk. Peach shell is the... Whoops. Item. Peach shell, alright, is the big old heal. Orange shells we want. In fact, actually, what's everyone's health sitting on? It's only 500. That's only 500. Won't waste it yet. Alright. Let's head back to the Noble's room and check that out again. To the Noble's room. Look around a little more thoroughly. So why would it direct us here? Good. Lord's chamber, Noble's room, guard's room. There's a possible chest. The Treasury. Let's check out the guard's room to the left. Surely there's a whole bunch of guards in here.
Right.
These are the guards' personal quarters. If you need anything here, feel free to take it. Is this where you sleep too? I got the impression the guards mostly made up of men. Oh, the quarters are divided between men and women. We're standing in the women's right now. Ah, gotcha. Better be careful not to disturb too much while we're here. I wouldn't if you don't want to end up on the wrong side of her mace. Oops. Okay, what's here? We got pork. Chest we've already opened. Brilliant. A chest we haven't opened. The Topaz Guard.
Equipment.
Hello. Equipment. Guardsman's armor. Topaz Guard. It's an upgrade. So why not? Yep, we've already done all that. Best defense is a good shield. An illustrated guide to shields. Shield Historia. Whoever owns this book sure likes shields. Yeah, well. Obviously Kalissa. Okay, so... Let's have a look. So we've checked the noble's room, the guard's room. We haven't been to the Lord's quarters yet. We've checked the meeting room. We've checked the barracks. Did we check the staff quarters? I don't think we checked the staff quarters. Let's see if we can get into the Lord's room first. It's probably locked.
Right, here goes.
Hey, you.
See what I can do. Like the old now, take this. Raining slap. I see one, eh? Look sharp. Lightning tiger blade.
Lightning Tiger Blade. Dude, that guy went flying. Ow. Railed.
I'll be saving this one.
Am I on a roll or what?
Hey,
Look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
it's locked. Yeah, figured as much. So that really only leaves the staff quarter. Quickly, before the bonus runs out. Kill these dudes. No spells. Ow. Hit me all. Here, have a shot in the face.
That's my cue.
Shut him down.
Ooh. Dead.
I'm practically unstoppable.
Staff quarters. This is literally the only room we haven't checked. Hello. Okay.
Like this should be easy. For my lord! You picked the wrong fight. You're done. You're mine.
Here's a healing art.
Raining slap. Take down their
Oh yeah, I need healing. Got a bit of spell action happening. Here we go.
Be my guest.
Get them both. Yes. AoE damage. The ultimate AoE. So good. Alright,
Don't get complacent.
so where does that leave us?
What's this thing?
It's money, you idiot. Treasure key, Earth 1. Key to the Treasury. Considering the country's great affluence, the Treasury is bound to be impressive. Right. So the Treasury was the other room we hadn't been in because I'm a dirty liar. So let's... How do we get to the Treasury? It's back down this way. See you, boys. Feel free to chase after me, but I am not hanging around for that. Here we go. This room was locked the first time we came to the palace as well. In the Treasury now. Ooh. I wonder if it will get more armor for Alpha. Whoa, hello.
Get lost.
Fucking here we go. Oh,
Now you see what I can do.
ow.
Nothing back.
Ow.
Try harder.
No, I'll finish you here and now.
We got flyers.
I've got you. Let him mark this.
Coming through.
Here we go.
Ha! Now. Scarlet Inferno.
What if we ever get any other?
Astral Art.
That's my cue.
It's over. Shut him down. Try harder. My turn. It's over.
Can we just end this now? There we go.
Our work is done here.
Sweet, we got a couple of
Right
chests.
behind you, Shion.
Got some important stuff over there. Okay, chest number 1. An elixir. Ooh. We got chest number 2. Ooh, the cocktail dress. Who uses dresses? You. The cocktail dress.
Equipment should come in handy.
It's an upgrade. Oh mate, there are lots of treasures assumingly ordered and placed in the palace by partsmen and Sean lords. Now they gather dust out of sight. Maybe the current lord isn't a fan of treasure. Well, that kind of meets his MO. That's all pretty lame stuff. What have we got here? Nothing there. Alright, let's have a look at this statue. Shiny gold statue. It must represent a previous lord. Okay. I kind of feel like I'm missing something. Are you not the Swift? No. Nothing there. This is mildly annoying. Yeah. Now we actually have explored every floor, every room on the floor. Lord, except for the Lord's quarters, which we can't get into. Dining hall we've been to. Office we've been to, staff quarters we've been to, barracks we've been to, meeting room we've been to, and then we're into the second floor. The kitchen, which is on the first floor, we couldn't get into any of the first floor stuff, so I doubt it's there. Let's see what happens when we try and leave. Maybe there will be some dialogue. Nope. So the note we found in the office said that, you know where the switch is, the key is in my office. We went to the staff quarters and got a key for the treasury. And there was a key in the noble's room. No, there was a key in the office for the noble's room. There's a key in the staff quarters for the treasury. The only room we haven't been in is the Lord's quarters. I'm not entirely sure how we're going to get open. Just here, and it's locked. Anything here? Didn't really.
Kisara,
Invisible
do you have any
Zoogle?
idea just what Kelzelik might be planning at the palace?
It's hard to say. I've never seen him use any powerful arts, and I don't think he's particularly skilled with any weapons either.
He did look like a bit of a dweeb.
However, I have noticed him accompanied by something strange from time to time.
Oh
What
god.
kind of strange?
An invisible Zoogle?
I don't know. I couldn't see anything with him, but I could sense something was there. Probably some sort of Zoogle.
An invisible Zoogle?
We'd better be careful in any case. I'd rather we not find out after it jumps us and tries to rip our throats out.
Jesus. It's a good point. That's probably what it would do, but still. Very graphic image. But let's head back to the office and see if anything's changed. I don't know. I don't know. Office. Nope. Nothing in the dining hall. Find the release. mechanism for the barrier. There's a map action, but we can't use that yet. I mean, let's... It says there's a map action, let's just see if we can interact with it. No, we can't. Okay. So then it's back to the staff room so that we can read that note again. Hey boys. They tried. No, so this is where we found key. That. This. Hastily scrawled note. Comments with masters grows insecure by the day. Said vast quantities of resources. Oh, so we've only read that already. What's this? Selection of books on etiquette, the title, blah blah blah. Nothing here. Anything on these books? Nope. Nothing in these cupboards. So from here, barracks, which we did check. We were unable to find anything. Well, there was nothing useful in here anyway. I'm gonna double check for these hastily scrawled notes. There's a book of some kind? No. Ooh, there's writing scribbled in the margin. My comrades, once you occupy the palace, engage the barriers post haste. You know which room to leave the release mechanism in. Return the key to the room to the specified cabinet.
Look, another note from the rebels.
If we combine it with the note we found before, then there should be a key inside a cabinet in the office.
It should be
Let's...
key inside a cabinet in the office. Okay. Staff quarters, so they're back to the office. So we probably had to find the two notes for it to, like, even become visible. Ooh. Give him the old duck and weave. Office. Here we go. So, cabinet. Oh, there. Aha. You look in the cabinet for storing keys. Duplicate Lord's Quarters key.
Danons and Renans aren't on completely equal footing here. Both sides still cared about each other, and now we have to fight some of those same Renans inside the palace.
Don't forget, we're here fighting to keep what makes this realm so special alive. Don't lose hope, Kisara.
Don't lose hope, Kisara. It's okay. We'll save the day somehow. Alright. So we're hanging a left to the Lord's quarters. In which they have now put a whole bunch of guards out front. Alright, no worries. We got a shield dude, a shooter dude, and a sword dude. See ya! And I missed. And I fired and I missed. And I fired and I missed and I missed again and then I fired and then I missed. It'll be fine. Ow. An astral art? None of that. AoE damage? No. And he's dead. Beautiful.
Everyone hanging in there?
So we're just about to head into the Lord's room, given all the healing items that I've received. I'm going to save before we jump on in. Here we go. Yes, I would love to use the duplicate Lord's key. And look at that, there's a healing spring. Well, read what you will into that. An unfamiliar instrument is set out on display. You can't touch them. Okay. I'm guessing this is the button. Is this the button? Yup. Button
Did that
press.
finally get rid of the wall?
To think they would hide it in Lord Dohalim's personal quarters. The nerve of these
Bastards.
They won't get away with it for much longer.
That's right. We have to hurry to the Lord's chamber.
String
Let's go.
scores to tug at the heartstrings. Oh, so he's a musician. The joys of music, concertos. An eclectic mix of books on high-level academic subjects, gourmet food, curios, and more. The selection provides insights into the character of the owner. Yeah, obviously. Okay. Yeah. Give us that full restore. Might as well redo the save now that I'm fully healed. Okay. Let's go fight Olbak. Hezelik. Reckon there'll be some dudes in front of the door? No? Okay. To the Lord's chamber. I wonder if Dohalim will come in a second. I know I said that before, but I think he will. Here he is. Old mate Hezelik.
Well, well, if it isn't the slaves and the traitor. I don't remember giving you permission to enter the palace.
So it's true.
What the fuck's wrong
You
with this
really
dude?
are the one behind all this, Kelzelik.
Kelzelik.
I don't remember giving you permission to speak either.
What the
Know
fuck?
your place, slave.
Now we see his true colors.
Yeah, a despicable excuse for a human being.
Right on,
Really?
Law.
I guess that makes him pretty ordinary, huh?
Kelzelik, you were Lord Dohalim's most trusted advisor.
Yeah, how did
His
that happen?
closest ally. Why would you betray him?
Don't be a fool. I didn't serve him because I wanted to. I expect a mere slave wouldn't know, but there are many powerful contenders for the position of Lord. A contest of strength determines the one who will be Lord and undisputed ruler of a realm. There is no choice in the selection. If my master had any ambitions of becoming the sovereign, I would have gladly served him.
But he had no intention of fighting for the crown.
Indeed. Can you slaves even imagine how that looked to the rest of us? Enduring
probably
the
not
whims of
good.
an ambitionless lord, all we could do was wait for the end as we suffered through our humiliation.
You want suffering? Try being Danon for a day.
Yeah, true.
So you plotted
Good call.
against Lord Dohalim in secret. And when my brother found out,
And I would do it all again if it meant returning Menancia to its rightful state. A realm where Danons are slaves and Renans their masters. It's the natural order.
enough! Who are you to decide what is natural or rightful, traitor? Miguel, my brother, he dreamed of building a world free of suffering. He gave his life for that dream. And all you've managed to build is a lake of death. You
that lake is
killed
pretty
my
fucked up.
brother. And now you'll die for it!
Kelzelik, I feel like, is going to have some kind of... Nope. Ah, the invisible Zoogle. Which is now no longer invisible. Let's fuck it up.
My
Heyo.
brother's dead because of you.
Why should I concern myself with the passing of one pathetic slave?
Have you no shame?
Oh, it's a teleporter boy. Here, maybe you should have some flame sword. Okay, go for the weak point. Okay. Its weak point's on his tail. Go for the butt. Wow, Laura's just getting railed. Here. Whoops.
Where are you going?
Shoot him up. Just realized that I was attacking its butt. Oh god. Ooh. Healing circle, baby. Literally the best spell in the game. Oh, fuck me. It's not doing any spells, which is good. Ooh, ow. We're doing alright. Here, have some more flame sword. Ooh, okay. Nice. Although it negated my flame sword, which is kind of annoying. Ooh, core break, baby! Can I get a little bit of healing as well? Oh, there he goes, visible again. It's not like we don't know where he is. Like, it's very easy to track down. Oh shit. I dodged its poison droppings. Ooh, shit, okay. Laura's down, and my eye is going haywire. Ow. Ow. Okay, there we go. Sort of. Where are we? I need to buy some more life bottles. Get up! Healing circle! Literally the best spell in the game. Oh, I've got another item. I need to burn through some of these peach shells. There you go. Ooh. Oh, that's so cool. That's some amazing damage. Looks amazing. Oh, it's going ham. It's gonna start doing damage. Here comes the big one. Fucking stop. Nice, get back down on the ground. Everyone hit the floor and do the dinosaur. Yeah, shoot it in the butt. No, no spells for you. How are we doing for health? Everyone's sort of doing okay. Alright, he's gone full spec again. I dodged your screen. Yeah, if you could be ready. There we go. Oh shit. If you could just get on the ground. Thank you. We're doing well, Twitch chat. We're doing well. Oh shit, fucking get out of there. Yeah, that didn't. Oh! We core broke it with the spell. This spell? That's good. What were you punching? Yeah. Have a quick shot. There we go. That didn't work. Ow. Ow. Alright. So that didn't work as well as previous attempts. Get on the ground.
Thank you.
Ooh. Multi-heal. Oh shit. Do a spell again. Move away. Have a punch. Hey. He goes into over mode like so easily. Like this.
Lightning reflexes!
Tempest Claw!
Lightning! Downfall!
Oh my god. It's doing so many poison attacks. Here we go. We fucked it up. Just like my eyes fucked up. Oh, fucking.
You filthy
Hate
slaves
Beaver.
are despicable.
Yep.
Your dreams of attaining lordship are no more. Give up, Kelzelik.
Attaining lordship. Ridiculous.
So what was your plan
Only
then?
those who possess a master core can become a lord. What, did you think just anyone could do it?
But then, what were you trying to accomplish with this?
Question?
Didn't you betray your lord?
Yes, that's true. However, there are other lords.
Other lords? So you mean...
Yes. Dohalim. Coming in to save the day.
At last, the truth is revealed.
Dohalim, where have you been this whole time?
Cleaning up. Kelzelik, you've made your last of these.
The fruit of Helgen?
They can't be. You found my production facility?
Ah, that's where he's been.
And I tore it down. But something still troubles me. It's clear that this is no ordinary fruit.
Nadoi.
Nor was the equipment used to grow it. You couldn't have done all this without outside assistance.
The other lords.
Indeed. Something like this must have come from another realm. Mahak-Sar, perhaps?
You actually expect me to talk now?
Well, yeah. Otherwise we'll kill you.
The contest for the crown will be over soon enough. And you will finally receive the punishment you deserve for your weakness.
I've already received my punishment. May this be my final act as the Lord of Elder Menancia. Go to Mahak-Sar, Ganeth Horrors, wherever you think you'll find a suitable lord.
I don't think that's the last we'll see of him. I somehow feel like he'll come back and cause more trouble.
Are you alright with this? He killed your brother after all.
He did. But then I thought, he's nothing more than one common, ordinary Renan. He's not worthy of my time or my anger, right?
Right, Dohalim?
So after everything, was the dream of coexisting just a dream?
What is that?
Those are the cheers of the brave Danans who overpowered Kelzelik's forces.
Wait, they challenged the Renans?
Yes.
Indeed. A militia made up of Danan guardsmen, Renan supporters, and of course, the Gold Dust Cats.
Yeah, Gold Dust Cat.
Do we have you to thank for bringing them all together?
Regardless of what your original motivations were, your dream of coexistence saved countless lives.
Yeah.
And now, those people out there are fighting to keep that dream alive. That's something real.
Be that as it may, they do so now by their own hands. These people no longer need any lord.
Where are you going?
To put an end to the crown contest. So long as its madness persists, peace will remain ever out of reach. I cannot allow it to continue.
Does that mean you're joining us,
The crown
Dohalim?
contest impacts far more than just the Danans. You're choosing to fight Lenegis and the entire Empire.
I am well aware. However, if I wish to keep this dream from dying, then I have little choice in the matter. Besides, it's the least I can do.
Wonder who voices Dohalim. I recognize the voice from something.
So you're gonna go out there and make that dream real on your own?
You may be decided on your path, but that doesn't make it any less difficult.
Why not walk that road with us?
Yeah, Alfred. Floating it out there.
Pardon?
Join us.
You heard me. We're fighting to liberate the Danans. You're fighting for the people of this realm. I'd say we're on the same path, really. It would only make sense for us to walk it together.
Danan dissidents, side by side with a Renan lord?
Why not?
Not the least intriguing invitation I've received. An invitation which would only be proper courtesy for me to accept.
Damn straight. We got Dohalim Twitch chat. He's on board.
I'll take that as a yes.
The hot boy crew is complete.
Hey, where'd Kisara go? I don't see her anywhere.
Maybe she just needed some time alone. A lot's happened.
That
True.
makes sense. She did just lose her brother after all.
I said that earlier.
We ought to keep moving as well. So long as there are lords who draw breath.
Every single
We have a
time
mission to complete.
the camera focuses
Kisara's
on
a big
Rinwell,
girl.
she
I'm
does
sure
something
she can handle
suspicious.
herself. We should hurry on ahead to our next destination.
I want to
I
know
guess
what
you're
her
right.
problem is.
And it is a lot safer here than it was. What do you think, Dohalim?
I am not sure I have the right to say anything as far as Kisara is concerned.
Fair enough. Well, I, for one, would like to say goodbye if we get a chance. Let's keep an eye out for her as we leave.
We've already spent points on her, so I don't think she's going anywhere. The Master Core of Earth. Beautiful. We also got a cheese fondue recipe. Oh, fuck. Dohalim's perk, Rod Extension. You heard it here first, folks. If Dohalim perfect evades an enemy, his senses become heightened and his rod will gain momentum, greatly extending its range. His penetration will also rise, letting him interrupt enemies and land critical hits on them more often. If there was ever a more sexual sentence, I've never heard it.
What's Kisara going to do now?
I'm sure it's complicated for her.
So before we move on, we need to go to the skills panel and burn through all of Dohalim's extra bits that he gets. Ooh, the Sea Gazer. What's his schoolboy outfit? The Approachable Principal. Nice. He's got 5,000 spent, so here we go. Nice. Negative gate. Increase strike damage. Resurrection, that'll be helpful. 1800 left. Oh, he gets recover as well. Beautiful. Nice. Picked up his 3 base one. Alright. 800, 600 makes 1400. Rending Flash. Hey, he's got so much stuff we haven't completed yet. Increase max AG. All these are done, surely. This increased attack elemental when full. Strength and counter edge. All those are pretty good. Same here. Near death attack, increased critical damage, AG restored for critical hits. Nifty. Those will get the increased counter attack damage. And we'll get AG restored for perfect evades. All of her stuff is pretty expensive from memory. We'll have to get those two. Nice. What do you got? Finish this one off. Increase boost gauge. Increase BG at battle start. Sure. Finish that one off. My daddy's got anything for 100. Yep. Cool. Alright, next outfits for our boy Dohalim. So we've got his traditional attire. But, ooh, the Shogun attire. That's pretty cool. I like that. Swim briefs with a jacket. Makes sense. And we got the principal coat. Oh, that's cool. I like that. And then we've got the chic vagabond. I don't know. I like the vagabond outfit, but I also kind of like the Shogun. I'm gonna stick with Shogun. Get him some half frames. Frame glasses, cool. Eye patch. Cool. Okay. We should probably check this room for good stuff. Anything behind the throne? Nope. Oh, pretty fancy here. I think Dohalim as an enemy was harder than that giant Zoogle thing we just fought. Fish. Let's see what happens next. Any enemies to kill now? No, they've all stopped running
Where
around.
did Kisara run off to?
You don't think
Good
she
question.
took off after Kelzalik, do you?
No. Nagal entrusted her with his dream. She wouldn't do something reckless like that. Right now, I think she just needs time to think. What she does from here on out is up to her. She has to be the one to decide.
It's probably nothing I really need to worry about exploring. The maid's back. And only the maid. None of the other staff have decided to return to work. Ooh. So, the loyalists are back. Are you the new, like, Lord's decree the palace of people you're free to enter? Thanks. I literally just came from inside. Where is it pointing me to go? Wants me to head down this way. But first, we need to head to the inn and check out the blacksmith. Only because I picked up a whole bunch of shit inside the palace.
You all arrived here from Cislodia, yes? In that case, you should depart via the south gate, rather than the one you arrived through.
We get it. Hey! Welcome to the channel. We're playing some Tales of Arise. Jump in chat and say hi. Okay. So, blacksmithing. Love to see what I can craft. She's got that already, that's fine. That's her most powerful weapon. Oh, we can do this now, yay! I've got 39 astral masses inside that palace. It's crazy. Yep. Create, equip. Still can't do the Flaming Knights. I can't do either of his stats. What does that need? Level 4 Tempest Stones or level 4 Lizard Fins. Okay. I still need 14 silver dog tags. Cash money! Alright. That's fine.
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
We literally just did that out. Fucking hell. I would like to rest. I would like to cook before resting. What was our new... It was the cheese fondue. Earned combat points go up by a significant amount. Double ingredients for a plus 90% to the cooking. Nice, okay. I mean, we're not going to be doing anything significant in terms of damage requirement. So, let's Shihone make the cheese fondue.
This should definitely keep you guys full.
Thanks, Shihone. Push chat, jump in chat and say hi. I want to talk with you guys. I want to hear your opinions on how we're doing thus far. Where do you think Kisara's gone? Do you think Kelzelik will come back? I want to know. Where am I going? Southgate. And hopefully we will find Kisara there. Game's pretty, eh? She'll be waiting at the gate. Almost guaranteed.
After all that, Kisara never came back to see us.
I'm surprised she slipped away without us noticing. Where would she even go?
Where would she go?
I hope this place survives.
This place
You think the
in more of
Danons
a
and
position to
Renans have a
survive than
chance of
any other
getting
nations
along?
we've been to.
We didn't really do much to change things around here, did we?
No, I wouldn't say that.
This realm had its own walls to overcome. And in the end, it was the people themselves who decided to break them down, without any help from us. I hope they keep going. I really do.
Yeah, well...
As
you
Shihone
say
forever
so,
falls in
I
love with
guess.
Alvin.
Huh?
All right. I leave command of the Gold Dust Cats in your hands.
You've got nothing to worry about, Kisara. I'll do your brother proud.
Oh, right, yeah. The jealous chick.
Looks like it's time to go. Take good care of Zare for me. All right, Legil?
Legil.
You've got it. Stay safe, Kisara.
Gotta say, the names in this are a bit hit and miss sometimes. Like Balsif, which we all know sounds like ballsack. Eel. Stop looking, Law. Is it? What a ledge.
Did you come to say goodbye?
I would think she's come
Actually,
to join us.
I was wondering if you could use another companion.
Of course we
Huh?
Well, we certainly don't mind you coming along. We just figured you'd stay behind and help rebuild. These people could use you.
I thought much the same thing. However, in the end, something changed my mind.
Pretty sure she wants
Ever
to
since
protect.
Nagal died, I've
Totally.
been thinking a lot. About where I went wrong, what I should have done differently. You know, that sort of thing. It's true that our dream of coexistence saved many Danon lives, but we were naive and short-sighted.
Why not do it for the whole world instead
I
of
was
just
so
one country?
wrapped up in my idea of how things should be that I didn't see the problems that existed right in front of us. I thought we had been given a utopia. And so I never bothered to look too far past its surface.
Right.
I chose to be ignorant. And because of that, because of me, my brother...
Nagal's
Is
death
now
wasn't
very
your
dead.
fault, Kisara.
We've lost a
Perhaps
whole
you're
bunch of
right.
really cool people
But
along
in the
this
end,
ride.
it was me he entrusted this dream to.
Zephyr, most
I
of all.
learned
But
that nothing in this life is free.
the
Or
girl was
gained
pretty
without
cool as well.
sacrifice. Now that I know that, I'll just have to figure out what else I don't know.
So, decided to join us?
I have. And hopefully I can continue to protect Elderman and Sia from outside the dream world, for the sake of those still inside.
Nice.
And here I thought you joined for an opportunity on my life.
Also, yes. I also want to kill
In
you.
all honesty, I'm grateful to you. I truly am. I don't blame you for what happened. But I must also leave your service. No longer will I be defined by protecting a Renin lord. From now on, when I fight to protect my dream. All I ask is that you do your part, that you fight alongside me, not just for those who used to believe in your dream, but for those that still do. Dohalim.
No longer a
I
lord.
understand. I'm no longer a lord anyway.
Well, this crew just gets bigger and bigger. All right, where to, team?
We make for Mahag-Sar, the
Mahag-Sar.
Valley of the Four Winds.
Mahag-Sar. Fucking Rinwell, man. There's something off. There's something off. Oh, we got a gnocchi recipe. And we got a chivo. Ooh, leaf-wrapped fish recipe. Alphen, comrades in freedom. This dude just don't miss. Look at all of this. Look at my current SP. 69. Nice. Right, Kisara's got a bit to spend. Maxed. Oh, I can finish this one up. Oh, very cool.
I'm amazed how easily you can move such a giant shield around like it's nothing.
Right?
Really? It's not actually as heavy as it looks.
It's really reassuring
Wouldn't
to
it
have
have to
someone
be,
like
though?
you protecting us, though.
You know, I guess I never realized it before, but looking back, I've always been the sort to put myself in harm's way to protect those around me, even before I joined the Eldermenancia Guard. So in a way, using this shield to keep you all safe feels like it's what I was meant to do.
You don't need to worry about protecting me. I don't plan on relying on you.
Fucking hell.
That's okay. It doesn't matter if you do or not. I don't protect people because they ask me to. I do it because I want to, and because I think it's the
What's
right thing
Shiho's
to do.
problem? Seriously?
That goes for you too, Dohalim.
Me?
Yes. You see, you and I both want the same thing. We have the same goal. That means it's in my best interest to continue to protect and keep you safe as well. Even now.
I'm not sure how much protecting I'll need either, but I appreciate the thought. I'm sure you'll do us proud, Kisara.
I mean,
Right.
you need the most
You can all
protecting
count on
because
me.
you can't feel pain.
What was Kelzalik even after in the end?
Isn't it obvious? Clearly he wanted the throne for himself,
That's-
and was gonna have his goons execute Dohalim to
That's
get
so
it.
far away from
He
his
had to have
plans.
known he couldn't hope to defeat a lord. He should have run while he had the chance, instead of holding himself up in the palace.
Maybe he thought he couldn't run? Either way, the outcome's the same.
So he got desperate and decided to go for broke?
One might argue that he was another victim of mine, in a sense.
Huh?
There is no greater calling in life to a Renin than the crown contest, yet I refused to take part. The shock he felt at that must have been truly immense. Enough to drive him to revolt, even though doing so meant defying Renin hierarchy.
I know I've said this before, but Danans and Renins wouldn't coexist here if it wasn't for your stance.
True.
But that was no lofty idealism on my part, nor do I feel any pride at what occurred.
Spare us the pity party. You literally just joined us to uphold those ideals.
Shion?
And hell,
She is absolutely correct. I shall speak no more of my misgivings.
stop being such a bitch. Alright. Through the south gate we go. On to Mahag-Sar.
I think Hoodle senses something.
What are we looking at in terms of the map? Bit of a walk and then there's a camp.
Mahag-Sar. That makes 4 out of the 5 realms.
Level 20 boars.
Dispose of the trash.
I always miss with that one.
It's
keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Good! I'll leave it to you! Not a chance!
Done.
Didn't even break a sweat.
Got some potatoes. What? No, where's the potatoes? You guys remember that ad? It was a long time ago now. Ooh, and we found the owl as well.
Ow! Come and face me! You're mine! It's over! Mirage! It's over!
Denied! Eat this!
Water, hear my calls!
I'll stop its charge!
Nice.
Wish they were all that easy.
Yeah, I think we might be getting too strong.
Isn't that good?
Play along, would you?
Hoo hoo hoo. Hoo. Hoo hoo hoo.
Up there.
Hoo. Hoo hoo hoo.
We got the devil tail. Cool.
Hoo hoo hoo.
See ya.
Maybe something's going on in the forest.
I can't even remember how to get back to the forest, to be fair. Poor boars.
Out of our way!
You're mine! You're finished!
I'll smash you!
Light astral energy! Lightning condemned! I surrender!
It's on!
No further!
You're finished!
Annihilation!
Here I come!
Mega ray!
You're mine!
Here's another!
But what's Dohalim's thing? Is he like...
Like that could easily be faced.
Just as well,
We're thinning
I'm
them
here
out.
to stop.
Please, more like me.
I'll admit I'm impressed. Very slight.
Evil side! I'm on a roll now!
Jeez, look at him go.
Kisara frozen!
Hammer!
Oh, so good.
All aboard the victory train!
Fan of the
Overconfidence
frozen
can
hammer.
bite you in the butt.
That is a downed Brennan.
A fish!
Oh, here we go. I'm guessing Dohalim's pole can also be used as a fishing rod.
I didn't realize there was a pond here.
I'm getting that sense.
Yeah, this is Taka Pond. And it happened to have saved my life once upon a time.
What do you mean?
As a kid, I survived life under the past lords by escaping here when I needed to. It's terrible to swim in, but great for catching a bite for dinner away from Renin eyes.
Fishing minigame.
Bear in mind, our rations back then weren't enough to live off of. You had to take matters into your own hands if you wanted enough food to survive.
But how did you catch them? With your bare hands?
The fishing rod, dickhead.
That might take a while. Fish are prone to swim away at the first sign of trouble.
I'd put bait or a lure on a line and use it with a fishing rod.
You must not be familiar with fishing if this sounds new to you.
Well, there were no
Here,
fish where I
let me
came
show you
from.
how it's done.
Various fishing spots are scattered around Dana, which contain different species of fish to catch. These fish can be used in cooking, sold for gold, or even unlock new titles. Excellent. So don't hesitate to try new fishing holes when you find them. Fishing consists of 4 steps: casting the line, luring fish, hooking them, reeling them in. For more information about these steps, consult the fishing controls topic. Yep. Okay, over there where the bubbles are, I'm
Now,
assuming.
where might those fish be?
Oh, they moved.
Looks like I lost it.
Right. Okay.
Ha!
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Change of plans.
Select patient bubbles. Yeah.
Reel it in.
All right. So it's literally, it's the same as the Final Fantasy 15 fishing game. Ooh, bad. That was bad. Oh god. Get over here. Good. We get it. Ah, we got it.
Well, that wasn't much of a challenge.
Nice.
You sure know what you're doing.
The Hawksville Trap. It's a level 1 rarity, 31.4, I'm assuming centimeters. No way that was 31 inches. Got ourselves a trap. Ooh, over here. Ooh.
Nothing's biting.
No, that's alright. Gotta wait for reach. Yeah. Ooh.
Looks like I lost it.
Shut the bed on that. Another breach. Fish. Ooh, bubbles over here. Over there.
All right, once more from the top.
Oh, it's a lot harder than it looks.
All right.
Fish on. Get over here. All right. Here. Oh, I hit the. Thought it was a fucking. Ah. Come on. Come on. Nice. Oh, there we go. Got him. See what we got. It's probably another trout.
Well, that wasn't much of a challenge.
That went pretty well.
Bigger than the last one we got. Let's try for one more. Oh, reaching fish. Oh, too far away.
Time to try a different spot.
Too far away again.
All right, once more from the top.
I feel like it depends on the fish as to whether you're doing a hard pull or a soft pull has any effect on it. Yeah. Just moving away.
Time to try a different spot.
Feel like the bubbles are like a deep fish, so probably bigger.
I've got
got a good feeling about this one.
Ooh, okay. Good. Good. Hey, we got him. All right, let's see what we got.
I did it.
Oh, what is that?
I'm not gonna quit now.
A Dahan bass.
You're top of the food chain.
67 centimeters. He's a big boy. He's a big boy. All right, let's quit fishing. But that was cool. And we've seen heaps of other fishing
that's all there is
spots
to it.
along the way. So maybe we can head back to those areas later
It
on.
seems like you need to have good reflexes to catch anything. I don't know if it's really for me.
Just let her do the fishing.
Kisara? I think I've seen enough.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'm just in my own little world when I go fishing.
Looks like we're going to be here for a while.
That's how fishing goes. You wait for a bite, and then the real battle begins.
Miguel told me that different fish live in different regions, and you have to pick the right rod and lure for what you're hoping to catch.
So there are different rods and stuff?
But that doesn't change the fact it's a giant time sink.
Of course, each fish has its own unique flavor, too. And some of them are supposed to be extremely delicious.
When you put it like that, maybe it's worth me trying my hand at fishing after all.
You're just in it for the food.
I was hoping we'd get to fish during our travels. And it just so happens I made sure to grab my brother's old rod before I left Vicente. So, if you ever feel like fishing when we've got a little downtime, just let me know.
Good to hear. Thanks for showing us.
Sure, we'll be doing a lot of fishing.
Okay!
Hey, you look like you know your way with a rod. I've been fishing a long time and built up a good collection of equipment for it. I'll share it with you if you're interested. I just want one thing in exchange. All I ask is that you show me records of any fish that you catch. The more you catch, the more equipment I'll hook you up with. If you need anything, I'm always here. Don't be afraid to come and talk to me. The fishing expert can be found at Tolka Pond, can teach you the basics about fishing. If you show him your fishing notes, he'll tell you where to go catch fish you haven't found, as well as giving you new fishing gear based on how much you've caught. We got Miguel's rod. We got the beginner popper. Invitation. And she gets a new title. The Skilled Angler. Nice, dude. Thanks. Alright. Let's go save this rennet. Heal him up. Phew, you're a lifesaver. Now I can get back to my miss. Sorry. Forgot I spoke. Forget I spoke. Carry on, don't mind me. The infantry shield. Is that a new weapon? The rock wall. It's shit in comparison to what we already have.
At least what healing arts can do.
Just doing my job. No need to thank me.
Whew. Dohaleen.
Hey. Is it just me, or have those two barely spoken a single word to one another?
I know,
Probably
right?
for a good reason.
But after everything that happened with Miguel, is it really any wonder?
Kinda puts a damper on the whole journey though, huh? How long do you think they're gonna keep this up?
A while, it would
If
seem.
it bothers you that much, why don't you ask them?
Why do I have to ask?
How come you walk together like that?
She really doesn't beat around the bush.
No, she doesn't.
Kisara and myself?
You hadn't noticed? You've been practically joined at the hip ever since we left Vicente.
I guess it's force of habit, most likely. I was always ready to protect him, should the need arise. It sort of came with the job description.
What she has to do.
From being in the Elder Menancia Guard. Although, Dohalim's pretty capable of defending himself, isn't he?
Having guards doesn't necessarily mean the one being guarded is weak. No one's perfect all the time.
Even so, it's not like they're entirely wrong, Kisara. You're no longer in my employ, after all.
I don't know. I mean, if it's what she's used to and you're both comfortable with it, then who are we to judge?
But she doesn't serve him anymore. It isn't normal for her to keep following him around like she still does.
You know, she's probably right.
Who's...
And a lot has changed
Is
over the
this
last
your
few
place
days.
to say something like that?
I guess it wouldn't
Brynwell?
hurt to rethink our relationship in light of the new circumstances.
Exactly.
Perhaps I'll give it some thought after all. Does that sound all right by you?
Yeah, it does.
Of course.
You might want to stop asking his permission for every little thing while you're at it.
What's your problem?
Sorry. It's not that easy, shaking off old habits. I'll probably need a little time to get fully used to it. I've noticed that sometimes we come across enemies who fight like you, and try to dodge our attacks at the last second.
I hate those guys. I can get some hits in when they move into attack, but otherwise they slip past damn near everything else I throw at them.
If what you're seeking is a way to more reliably hit them, there is a solution.
And what's
Try to
that?
outclass them on reflexes?
I possess the ability to command Earth elemental beings to some extent. They emerge as the land itself and take root on my command. They will swiftly bind the enemies, at which point you can dispatch them.
Hey.
Huh?
What he means is that he can make plants grow to hold the enemies in place. At least I think that's probably what he's saying.
Probably.
I'm glad at least one of us understands him. So basically, if we find an enemy that likes to dodge, we should let Dohalim handle it.
I shall do what I
Leave
can
it to
with my
Dohalim.
modest means to help.
Yo, dude. What do you got? Ooh. Look at those. We got some new swords, ladies and gentlemen. The Gale Wing, which I got rid of. It's a refined Gale Wing. But I don't have the Raging Stormbeam. The refined Ground Fang. See, I sold all of these swords because I didn't think I needed them anymore. Fuck! Windswept Mane, cool. And then you got the Aurum Longsword, which is the most powerful. Which I need a hard spherical shell for. Again, refined stuff. Which all look fucking badass. Arts of the Cosmos. Ah, Taming Water 2nd edition. So you can get like 2nd edition books, which is cool. The refined Crystal Knuckles. I'm not even up to the Flame Knights yet. So it's already offering me refined Flaming Knights. Jeez. And we got some new stars for him, which are fine. And then, yeah, refined Bastion. Oh, no, it's Feline Bastion. Duh. I got rid of the... No, I've got a rock wall equip. Oh, I need to unequip it to be able to do it. I see. Okay. Nice. Ah, so... It wants me to sell the trout and bass? Nah, I won't. Actually, what do you have in terms of... Here we go. The Topaz Vest is an upgrade. The Topaz Cape is an upgrade. Okay. Purchase and equip. Purchase and equip. Everything else is a downgrade, which is fine. Better manage the ranch. New animals can now be raised. Horse. Yes. Raise livestock. Horse. They deliver brutal kicks in their strong hind legs, discouraging stray Zoogles from attacking. Right. Confirm some miracle feed. Let's just do a full run of horses. Cool. So I can actually raise horses and then I can probably use them as guard stock. Nice. Yeah, I think we should rest. I'm sure there'll be new conversation points by now.
Why are you looking at me like that?
That armor you wear is standard issue for the Menancian Guard, right?
Originally, I've added some flair to it in a lot of places.
I noticed.
I've added some flair.
Especially with that open back.
We guardsmen pride ourselves on never showing our back to our enemies. It's my way of making myself live up to that. Plus, it makes it that much lighter and easier to maintain.
Good thinking.
Do you have anything to say about this?
Every guardsman is allowed to wear their armor as they see fit.
And you, Law?
Huh? Why are you asking me?
We don't need to cook. Hey, look at all this. So we got some new conversation points. Do I jump straight to the new characters, or should I stick with going and having a chat with Law?
Mind if I join you, Law?
Let's chat with Law.
Oh, hey, Alphen. What's up?
Nothing. I was just surprised to see you weren't training for once. Got a stomach ache or something?
You know I don't literally train around the clock, right? I do take breaks.
It kind of feels like you do, though.
It seems like you're training every chance you get.
Right?
Well, yeah. It can't be helped if I want to get stronger. Still, it's important to let your muscles rest every now and then. That's what my dad told me anyway.
Zephyr
said that?
When I was a little kid, yeah. I would get so excited whenever he came home. I always followed him wherever he went and tried to learn as much from him as I could.
Because he was an absolute
Good
boss.
to be passionate, but don't overdo it.
Look at that man.
Just like there are times when you want to take a break from studying, sometimes your body wants to take a break from training too. I was always rushing around and forgetting to rest, so he ended up telling me that a lot.
That definitely sounds like him.
It's nothing to get sad over. Still, I can't help but wonder if that was my dad's way of teaching me the dangers of rushing into things too quickly. Then again, maybe I'm just overthinking things. I wish I'd had more time to talk to him about this kind of stuff.
He was a cool dude. I'm now closer to Law.
You guys ready to hit the road? I know I am.
Damn straight. Put the old Save-A-Rooney. Onward to the next area.
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
What looks to be a fucking
I just
giant
noticed
fuck
none
off
of you other
Zoogle.
Danans have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia. In fact, my birth was kept a secret from the Renans.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What
Never
about
embedded?
You, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Danan slaves around me did. I was the only exception.
And also the guy that
They
doesn't feel
tended to
pain.
keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers, because of my mask and all. What about
Iron
you,
Mask,
Kisara?
yeah.
Do you still have your spirit core?
No. I was able to find a good Renan doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
One of the benefits of coexistence, huh?
I knew
Wow.
that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. But still, I didn't like having that mark of servitude lingering on me any longer than I had to. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave. I'm my own woman. And this is my chance to have a new beginning.
Damn straight.
This sure is one rugged road. You'd think they'd keep this at least a little better maintained, right?
Why spend energy fixing that which is rarely used? Repairs require time and effort, which in our world means slaves, often in great numbers.
True.
For you, it may be a simple request, but that can quickly become another's difficult burden. Nobody gains anything without someone expending effort.
And you know, somehow that someone always ends up being a Danon, while the Renans are the ones who gain.
True enough. Ideally, in a perfect world, I think it's only fair that the ones who need it should be the ones to perform the work.
However, when doing so could be dangerous like it is here, there are many who would prefer that it be others who risk their lives in their stead.
Send in the slaves.
What you're saying is that people will just put up with the inconvenience until someone else comes along to fix it for them?
Indeed. And it is those who can no longer bear that feeling that inevitably take action. Much like the Danons in our group do so now. As strange as it may be to hear such a thing from the likes of myself.
It's true that
I just realized our party is now comprised of 3 Danons and 3 Renans.
Still, we can't just blame them for...
What are you making that face for? You're not worn out already, are you?
Nah, just regretting I ever said anything in the first place.
Alright. Let's get it. Level 27. Fucking hell.
Don't tell me!
Shoot him. Already ready to go again. Jesus.
Say no more.
For God's sake. I am very low health. How did that happen?
You're quite the gunslinger.
I have to be, in this world.
Don't worry.
The inhibitor crystal. Ooh. Okay. Here we go. This is a pain. Why can't these eagles stand still? Perhaps it's time I deploy my secret weapon. I'll stop it right where it stands. Tutorial. Dohalim's boost attack. Grow vines from the ground to ensnare enemies and strike them. Effective on fleet-footed enemies. These nullify their evasive abilities and downs them.
There's nowhere to run from my heart. When he slows down, that's our chance.
Lightning orb! Lightning attack!
You require a hand.
Take this!
Can't get out of this!
In here! Reload!
Got to do it on both enemies.
Stand back. I'll trip it up. Can't get out
Here we go.
It's over. Lightning strike.
Success. Prehandia. When fast enemies like wolves or monkeys appear, send in Dohalim. His boost attack will nullify their evasive abilities and keep them from dodging attack.
Prepare to be sealed. It's over.
Pew, 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 pew. Ow. Here we go.
Scarlet Inferno. Dohalim in an instant. Impact rock.
Oh.
Take this.
Man, these guys have a lot of HP.
This one's got your name on it!
Ho, ho, ho. I love all these new combo
Got some
abilities.
interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh?
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
That pile of
No mere
garbage.
garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Oh god, what is it?
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Danon relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Stop.
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why
Lol.
not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old. Real old.
Oh,
Real
it does.
old.
Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Danon history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohalim?
Do we get to
But
keep
of
it?
course.
We got a crocodile crusher. Ages ago, this worn-down hammer was used to beat back crocodiles. Those skilled enough to dual wield with it were lauded as champions. Is that the crocodile crusher? Is that a weapon from another Tales game? Artifacts confer special effects simply by having them, some of which serve as bonuses that can be enjoyed after clearing the game. You can toggle each of these effects on and off in the artifact list. You can now set 6 additional arts. Press Y on the art screen to switch between panels. Arts that are set to the second panel can be executed by pressing left trigger. Right. Treasure Hunter. Yeah.
I sense a strange power from this.
I've been doing really great lately.
Sturdy mega bones. Wow. Okay. So if I can now go to the art screen, and go to the second set. Right. Okay. Cool. So I've got Plasma Shock, Howling Azure Storm, Water Blaze that hits. Yeah, okay. Double Demon Fang. Sure. Sword Brain Alpha. I don't have any of those equipped. No. Other aerial attacks. We got Stardust. Which is alright. Hurricane Thrust. Chuck on. Whoops. No. Lunar Rondo. Cool. I was wondering how I was going to be able to use more than 6 abilities at a time.
Visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so well.
Peach Jump.
Lords don't strike me as having much time for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wished to be alone.
You
With some
always
rice.
did have a bad habit of disappearing without telling any of us guardsmen.
Yep. Birds. Here we go. Yo! How you going, Darkness? I hope you're doing well as well. Oh, I'm out of fucking abilities. Here we go. was a bullshit day for you. That sucks, man. I'm sorry to hear that. As long as the day is almost over and you got some time to chill, that's the main thing. Also, I don't ever want to make this choice again. It sucks. Oh. Well, I hope it wasn't a life-changing decision, and it was just a sucky decision that you had to make today. What the fuck are these things? Okay, why not? My brother's been on life support for a while, he didn't recover, so I had to make a choice to keep it on or off. Fuck, man, I'm so sorry to hear that. In the end, I can offer no, I can offer no words to say how terrible that makes me feel. And I wish and hope that I would never have to make a decision like that in my life. But at least hopefully you can just jump on here and chill for a bit instead of having to worry about the world at the moment.
It's time to finish this. Die! Consuming wildfire! Glacial spear, pierce the sword! Do it! Go for it! Prepare to crumble!
We can really make weapons with this?
Ooh, look at all of that. And we got some money too. Alright, where to next? We're heading left.
It's so hilly around here.
Actually, how are we doing health-wise? Everyone's okay. I think I'm going to change my... No, I don't want to change the party
I
lead.
feel my feet getting blistered.
What I do want to do is change... Party. She needs to... Oh, actually, I barely use her, to be honest. She does do a lot of damage, though. Let's... pop in... No, leave it as that.
That's mountain hiking for you. It can be pretty tough if you're not used to these sorts of trails.
I take it you're comfortable with them then?
Oh yeah, we used to run up and down these.
We used to run up and down these hills.
Dispose of the trash. That's my cue.
Shut him down.
Sweet pal.
Shoot him out of the sky. There we go. Oh god.
Scarlet Inferno! Can you take it?
Hey! Poodle's quivering! I think we're about to be real lucky!
Oh really? Why? Is there treasure around here? Oh, it's because we maxed out our combat gate. Let's go find something to kill before it runs out. Go, 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 go. No. Oh, I think we just got it in there.
Brace yourselves. This one's tough. I shall ensure you survive this. It's over! Lightning Orb! Take this! Flaming Thrust! Ready to bring it on! Here I come! You're finished!
This'll come in handy.
Double Demon Fang!
Ooh, double demon fang does the.
Nearly finished yet.
Then I'll provide assistance however I can.
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
I mean, these ones kind of are worth our time because we can't kill them like instantly.
Demon's Descent! Flashing Fang!
Ooh.
Together. That wasn't even a problem.
Inhibitor crystals. Okay. Seems to be something around this corner. Is it big and bad? Ah, it's not too bad. Right.
Little help.
Can't get out of this! You're mine!
Glacial
You
Spear.
picked the wrong
Fierce
fight!
Evil.
Raging Lunar Storm!
Leave the agile ones to me.
Damn it! It's too much! You're finished!
Let me help.
Take this!
Where are you going?
See about that. Here, let me help.
Can you take it?
Confiscated.
You're mine! Prepare to be sealed! You're on! Double Demon Fang! Time to let it rip!
Oh god, he just said let it rip. Are we about to play some Beyblades? Oh god.
Can't get out of this! Flaming Thrust! Devastation!
Only getting a bit close.
Elusive Deity! I'll thank you!
Ow. Oh god, I'm so close to death, it's not even funny. Quick, use your flame sword.
Let me help.
You're on! Okay, here I go! Negative pull nothing back!
Oh, nothing back.
Astral energy. Full throttle.
Full throttle.
Annihilation.
You're mine!
Raging storm.
Take this!
Here's the healing arc. Raging danger.
Orochi's Fury!
Feel.
Coming through!
Here we go. Good way to finish off.
Now! Scarlet Inferno!
This one's mine.
Elusive
I
Deity!
never miss.
Take this!
Do it.
Take it!
This one's got your name on it.
Ashes to ashes!
Ashes to ashes.
I can feel my power growing!
The crit damage is fucking pumping at the moment. It's great. Oh, Stonewing Mantle? It is better than his Topaz Cape.
Good equipment.
I can't say its appearance is to my tastes, personally.
And yet you're wearing it. CP's low. Had to use a lot of healing spells. Yeah, let's just top up CP for now. Am I going the right way? Yeah. So that pretty much takes us back the way we came, so I need to go this way.
More Danon runes here too, I see.
What were people even thinking back then?
What do you mean?
Go no further.
I'm not done! Now! Megasonic Thrust!
Ooh,
Take this!
new abilities. No spells, thank you.
Can't get out of this! I'm ready! Demon's Descent! Flashing Fang!
Oh,
You're mine! Be still! You're on! Double Demon Fang! I'm not done! Not today! Elusive Deity! Fluid Spear! Be still! You're on! Make of the Abyssal Deep! You're mine! Fluid Escape!
nice.
I feel stronger. I mean, a bit.
Good. We're counting on you, Rinwell.
On me?
There's new areas to go through this way. I can't even go through to the next area, can I? No. So it's pretty much
Sure built up a sweat with this hike.
check it out and explore.
You've reached the top. It's all downhill from here, quite literally.
So Mahag-Sar's just up ahead then?
Indeed. If you look, across this mountain is the Lord's Keep.
Oh. This inhibitor crystals. But we got extras because we have full food bone. What's up here? Oh, the fruit of Helligan. Fast travel point added. This is a ridge. What's the map look like? Kinda looks like this is supposed to be the way we're going. Which is not what I want to do. I want to explore. So we're going to explore. Which means more killing. Heyo.
This one will be difficult to predict. Stay calm. I shall provide assistance. Can you take it? Flying free! Why can't they just sit still? Seal, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done. Astral.
Here we go.
Say no more.
Well done.
Can a couple?
We turn the tables on them.
There are still more left.
Right. No time to hold back.
Oh god, ow, ow. Fucking hell, that did so much damage.
You picked the wrong fight.
The enemy wields arc too.
You'll soon see it.
Demons descent! Flashing bang! My turn! You're mine! Devastation! Tempest! I'm ready!
Dohalim.
Radiant Genesis.
Wow. That's so cool.
Nice. No scratches on my shield or my armor.
No scratches on my shield or my armor. Alright, so where's this take us down to? That takes us down to a new area. Whereas this one doesn't. Takes us to an exploratory area. There's a descend the vines. For some reason I can't descend fast. Okay. Hello.
Hi, Hoodle. Where are you going?
Be still!
I shall ensure you survive this.
Got fire!
I've got this. Let a marksman handle it.
Woohoo.
All yours! Double demon bang! Take this! It's over! It's on! You're mine! You're finished! You're on! Burn in hell! My turn!
Nice.
So I still had room to grow.
Getting through these enemies like a lot easier than before. That seems like a drop down to that area, which is good. Keep that in mind once we clear out this.
Out of our way. You're mine. Tear you to shreds. Not on my watch. Free pleasure.
You're mine! Be still! You're on! Take this!
Can't get out of pesky airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for yours truly.
An astral
That's my cue. In the sky is mine.
shut him down.
This one's mine. This is in the wind. Air, cover the capture.
Nice. Lightning thrust.
sleep now. Do it! This is a Theon! Astral energy! Full throttle!
Negative gate.
Mega red! Lightning orb! I'll take it from here.
Ooh.
Let's see how you handle this! Deus Roar!
It's over. Flaming thrust.
Freeze blade!
These guys be dropping.
That's what I like to... Here.
Oh, there's someone in trouble in here. 31 CP. Fucking hell. Thank you. Oh, a level 4 Tempest Stone. We do need that. That is for making a new bit of equipment. Okay. Just gonna pause for a second. And get it. And hey, all right, we're back. Get back into the game. There we go. Ooh, okay. So, I mean, we can check out this area down here. Can I jump down? Oh, that's so good. Anything in this little sliver? No? No? This is the right way to go, it seems.
How to act around Dohalim?
That obvious, huh? Except I don't think I'll be changing much after all. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to stay his servant. However, I am going to treat him like a fellow comrade, the same way I would with you or anyone else. For as long as I can remember, I've spent my life protecting others. But isn't that what friends do too? Support and protect one another in times of need?
Sure do.
Which in the end pretty much means doing as you've always done, right? If that's what you're most comfortable with, I'm certainly not going to give you any grief over it.
Actually, I've been thinking about how I ought to act around you all as well.
Oh?
Why's that?
When I set out on this journey, it was to rid Eldaman and Sia of its enemies, and search for wisdom in the outside world. Wisdom that I could potentially put to use on my return. I'm grateful to you all for letting me tag along, but it got me thinking, what am I actually contributing by being here?
What are you talking about?
You're
You know how
keeping
to
us
hold a
all
weapon,
safe,
don't you? That's help enough.
being amazing
Is it though?
in every way,
Sometimes
shape,
I
and
wish
form.
there was more I could be doing to pull my...
Hunger?
Oops. Sorry about that. Jeez, I'm famished.
Now that you mention it, what do you guys normally do for food and meals when you're out and about on your travels?
She home cooks.
What do you mean, what do? We find stuff to eat and eat it. So long as it's meat, I'm not fussy.
Not
Eating
always
what
me.
you like can be good for morale in the short term, but you need to think about your diet if you want to stay healthy.
Does that mean eating vegetables too?
Isn't that obvious?
It does, which I guess hasn't been happening up till now.
Yeah, to be honest, we could be eating better than we do.
Understood. In that case, I'll just have to make sure you're all staying healthy and eating right myself. Fortunately, I happen to know a thing or two about cooking as well.
Good.
You hear that, Law? Sounds like you'll be eating your greens after all.
What is it?
No, sorry, it's just... I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on all
Do
this.
you have any thoughts on how we should be eating?
It will do her good to have a project.
No, not Kisara. I meant you. Was there anything you wanted to add?
Do you want to be part of the conversation?
Certainly you're not looking to me for culinary skill, I hope.
Typical Renan, leaving everything to someone else.
Well,
Rinwell, I don't think...
that's how he's
That said, should you need my
Been
skills on the battlefield,
living.
please rest assured I have no intention of shirking my responsibilities, regardless of who we may face.
I'm sure no one doubts that.
Except for
Besides, if we're
Rimwell.
traveling together, we should probably at least try to make an effort to get to know
Doubts
one
it
another,
consistently?
don't you think?
I wouldn't get your expectations too high in that regard. Believe it or not, sometimes I'm not sure I even know myself all
Bro,
that
I've
well.
got amnesia. I don't even know who I am. Mount Dihara. This is the way we should be going. What the fuck? Shiho.
Hey, let's stop for a minute.
What's up? You already tired?
My armor's pretty heavy. I think I need a little rest.
Thought the armor was like super light. And he told them as such.
All of this walking is starting to take its toll on me as well.
What? You don't look it.
We can't spare the time. There's places we need to be. Mahag-Sar's capital, Niez, is our destination right now.
But if one of us collapses, it will only serve to slow us down.
In the long run.
And in your case, Alphen is the only one who could carry you. Best to rest while you have the opportunity.
Enough already. I need a break, so we're taking one.
Ooh. Oh, Alphen.
I don't need you fretting over me.
Fretting? Hey, it's not like I'm...
What the fuck? It's just... like an old married couple. Oh god. Oh, fucking.
Been looking for you. For me? Why?
Oh shit! Shots fired. Oh my god. And he's got a cool ass katana. Who is this guy? Why can't he be in our party?
Who are you? You said you were looking for me. Why?
Beautiful, precious life.
What the...
That is all I desire.
Oh, Mysterious Swordman, level 28.
Why are we fighting?
Here we go.
Who even are you?
Oh, okay. I need Dohalim to... Oh shit, he hits like a fucking truck. Have some flame sword.
Who the hell are you?
Who the hell are you?
Guy's not normal.
Ow, fuck me.
You mean he even surpasses a lord?
I kinda need Dohalim to get his act together. Oh, fuck, Rinwell's dead. Dohalim, pick him up. Quick, life bottle. Rinwell. Oh god. Now I've been killed. Fucking hell. We've done literally like no damage. Shoot him out of the sky. Oh my god. He's doing so much damage. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh god, I'm like almost at death's door again. Items. Fucking peach jelly. We've done like, oh my god, no damage. Oh my god.
Thank you.
Thank fuck we don't have to finish that fight. Oh, Alphen, yes! This isn't going well. Oh! Oh, fucking hell. Ooh. Oh no, Hoodle, don't. Don't. If Hoodle dies, I'm gonna stop playing the game. I'm gonna stop playing it. Oh, Alphen, fuck. I was so ready to stop playing this game. Hoodle can't die. If Hoodle dies, oh.
Is that all that you've got?
Who the fuck is this dude?
Die.
Did that go through his fucking head? Oh, man. This dude don't miss. Oh, here we go. Am I about to lose the rest of my mask? Oh shit! Oh no. And we're going Super Saiyan. I think we're going Super Saiyan, ladies and gentlemen. Fucking hell.
Next time.
What do you mean till next time?
Shion,
Um,
come, please.
wow. Can I get some F's in the chat?
Alphen?
Shion.
Thanks, but you're kind of crushing me.
Sorry.
It's okay. And so am I.
Ow. You were stabbed in the chest. Dude. That was out of control.
It's not as bad as it looks.
Not bad. That's... Shion, we thought
I'm
you were...
fine. Really.
Why isn't she dead?
What the hell were you thinking?
Well, you were trying to protect me too, you know.
Yeah, but I have the sword. It's different.
It's not different. Besides,
Hmm?
Never mind. It's nothing. Anyway, thank you.
Crazy.
But I didn't... Look, I'm just glad that you're...
Oh, memories. Remembering more things. She's from his past.
Alphen?
Sorry.
That guy said he'd be back. I think maybe we should get moving before he returns, right?
Probably the smartest thing you've ever said, Brinwell.
Rinwell has a good point. We need to go. Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Dude. That was nuts.
Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I already applied some healing arts to it. It didn't even leave a scar.
But his sword went nearly straight through you.
Like, through her heart.
I'm all right. Unless I've turned into some kind of ghost and I'm haunting you all right now.
Ha 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 ha
No, you're
ha.
not. It's just...
Look, I appreciate you looking out for me, but I'm fine. Really.
There was also that strange light that appeared when Shion was stabbed.
Yeah, when
It
I
seemed
almost
to
went
make
Super
the enemy
Saiyan.
retreat when he saw it. Alphen, do you have any idea what it might have been?
A light? I don't know. I was kind of preoccupied with other things at the time.
Now that I think of it, between that light and the blazing sword, just what sort of person are you, Alphen?
Good
Do you
question.
use Danon astral arts like Rinwell, perhaps?
He wouldn't know, Dohalim. He doesn't have any memories from his past, remember? Besides, we should really be getting out of here.
I suppose you're right.
Yeah, question time's gonna have to wait.
We've almost reached Nias, the capital of Hawksville. With any luck, we'll find a place there for Shion to rest.
Hey,
Yeah. Everyone sort of got slapped.
Something wrong? You look like you're deep in thought.
Not exactly. I was merely thinking about you two and your sense of etiquette.
Or lack thereof.
Etiquette?
Indeed. To be quite frank, I find your lack of manners to be nigh intolerable.
That's not being frank, that's being an... Forget it. Do we really need to talk about this now?
Yes. I find such impropriety on your parts to be deeply unsettling. It concerns me greatly.
What do you want us to do? We were slaves. We never got to learn how to be proper like you.
Ooh.
Yeah, what he
Good
said.
response.
Maybe you missed how we were just focused on surviving.
Perhaps, but Kisara here demonstrates that it's quite possible for a Danon to learn proper manners.
That's because I was given the opportunity to learn. Moreover, my duties as a guardsman required it. Not every realm is like Menancia, as you well know.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to hold us to some other city standards.
Good point.
Exactly. You've got to remember what it's been like for us living under the Rena elsewhere.
I will concede that you do indeed make a valid point. It would appear, for all my espousing the virtues of equality between our peoples, I was still looking down on the two of you.
You don't need to beat yourself up. I wasn't that offended by what you said, man.
Nevertheless, I shall mind my words from here on out. Having said that,
Good.
I do believe you two would still benefit from learning the basics of proper society. I would be more than happy to teach you both when we camp out, if you like.
Yeah, no, I'll pass. Acting all prim and proper isn't really my style.
If you say so. How about you, Law? Would you like to learn? Although I suppose my first task is to reform your attitude toward the idea of good etiquette.
You're not gonna let this go, are you?
Nope.
How are you holding up after
Missing
that last
signal.
fight?
This will be fun.
You're not too hurt, are you?
I'm fine, really. See for yourself.
If things get too tough out there, go ahead and fall back. I can take a beating if I need to.
I'm not here just to stand around and have everyone protect me.
I get that, but there's nothing wrong with admitting you have weaknesses too.
Good point.
Do I look like I'm just trying to put on a brave face to you?
Yes. Literally, yes.
I can't feel pain, but you still can, can't you?
Look, I appreciate you're trying to look out for me, but even you go down in fights from time to time.
But I just get back
Please,
up.
stop trying to babysit me. It's getting old.
It's not that. I just...
So many missed signals. Fast travel point added. And into another cave we go. Renan armored soldier. Knees. Looks pretty run down. Kind of fucked up.
Are we in the right place? This place looks like a mess.
Yes, this is Niez, the capital
Niez,
of
not
Mahag
Nies.
Sar.
I don't see any signs of people. And the buildings.
Yeah, this doesn't seem like the kind of place people would actually live.
No soldiers, no
yeah.
Danons, not a soul to be seen. Yet look at these facades. This is clearly a Renan district.
Hey, check out that drawing on the castle gate. That's the Darkwing's crest.
Who are the Darkwings?
It's from an old Danon legend about a hero who defeated an evil king with a torch and their trusty owl. That's his crest. I'm sure of it.
Seen that
Really?
before somewhere.
First time I'm hearing it. So if someone drew it on the gate...
It must mean the Renans have lost control of the city.
Are you suggesting the Danons rose up and defeated the Lord here? Hard to believe, but not entirely unthinkable, given the evidence.
Let's look around and see if we can find someone. They might be able to tell us what happened. This is horrible.
Is there truly no one here?
All of these ruins look like they were made pretty recently.
Yeah, it all looks
But
pretty
if
fresh.
that's the case, then where do you think the people that used to live here went off to? There must have been Danons and Renans, right?
That's a good question. Even if the Danons rebelled and managed to overthrow the Renans here, there should still be some people around.
This debris. Do you think it could be the work of Renan astral arts?
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
The appearance of these ruins is rather uniform, which leads me to believe otherwise.
Hey, Rinwell. That story you told us about the Dark Wings. It said that the evil king was vanquished with a holy flame, right?
Oh, so you know it.
That's right.
Then there might be some truth to that old story after all. It looks like all the rubble here had been scarred by flames.
Let's not jump to any conclusions just yet. If we
An
can
ancient
find someone
story.
around here, we might be able to get them to tell us what happened. Halim, you forgot to take care of the fire yesterday.
Ooh.
What do you mean, take care of? Ah, yes. You meant to put it out?
Yep. If it stays lit, we could end up in real trouble real fast.
I see. I apologize for not realizing that. I shall be more careful in the future.
The way he's talking, it's like the thought of putting it out himself never even occurred to him.
Moving on, Dohalim, I should mention that the clasp for your cape is about to come undone.
Oh yes, I tried to fix that myself, but it simply refused to cooperate with me.
I can't believe I'm hearing this. Are you telling me Renans can't even dress themselves?
Lords like Dohalim have attendants that take care of just about everything they need. So I'm not
Jeez.
surprised he sometimes struggles with the basics.
Even by those standards, you've got to admit this is still a little extreme.
Yeah, not being able to
Shion's
dress
got
yourself
a
is a
point.
bit up there.
I mean, you don't see Renans like her needing so much help to get stuff done.
In my case, circumstances forced me to learn how to be independent. Even so, I still think Dohalim could afford to pick up a few more self-sufficient skills.
Well, specifically speaking, what would you suggest that I learn?
The
For
basics.
starters, I think it'd be good for you to learn how to dress. And put on shoes. How to comb your hair is equally important. And learning to manage your possessions better. And then from there...
She sounds like his mom rattling all that off.
Oh, and another thing. About your owl, Rinwell.
What is it?
When he starts to molt, would you be willing to give me his old feathers? I think I could find a use for them.
What do you intend to do with those?
Well, recently, I haven't been sleeping well. However, I hear pillows made from owl feathers are very comfortable and wish to make one.
That is...
This is why I hate you, Renans!
What?
Did I say something offensive?
Next time, put your own needs aside for a second and think about how someone might react first. Then consider if it's worth asking at all.
Jeez. Slightly awkward. Like, definitely can't go in there. What we got? I mean, I'm guessing this... Yeah, checking the state of affairs, so... Let's go this way first. Did see some glimmer. Oh, there's an owl. Is that a rose on your head? The red rose corsage. Ooh. Ooh. What are we up to now? 18? Yeah, 18.
Maybe something's going on in the forest.
I still cannot remember how to get back to the forest. I'm sorry. We won't be going there anytime soon. Door. Fuck with that. This will be locked, surely. Yeah. The music is a bit foreboding, isn't it?
What are those out in the valley? Windmills? They're huge.
They're most likely used to harvest wind astral energy, so they have to be big.
I mean, this is the city of the four winds. So. Kind of makes sense that they'd have windmills. Let's just do a cheeky save. No, save in my save file, thank you. Nothing I can pick up there. Oh, could you imagine if old mate appeared again? Just railed me.
Right there. Don't move.
Freeze. Stop right there, criminal scum.
Who are you? Where did you come from?
You first. Show yourself.
I'm the one asking the questions here. Don't try anything funny. One wrong move, and I guarantee we'll blow you away.
Jesus.
What are you?
So they got guns.
My name is Alphen. I came here from Calaglia.
Alphen? The wielder of the blazing sword?
Wow, that's spreading quickly.
Pretty famous, isn't he?
Ow, my
Here
hand.
is my proof. Will that suffice? Or do I have to burn down one of those houses to make my point?
Jesus, Alphen. You need
No
to
need.
slow your
I
roll.
believe you. I'm Bayfong of the Darkwings. Sorry for threatening to blow you away. We're still hunting down the remnants of the enemy forces, so everyone's more than a bit on edge right now. Please forgive me.
Remaining? Wait, you mean you already took down the Lord of this realm?
That's
Really?
right. We took her weapons and turned them right back on her.
Are you the Danon leader here in Niez?
Nah, I'm just one of the commanders. Deadeye's the one who runs the show. I'd be
Deadeye's.
happy to take you to him. Just one problem.
Brennan's.
The Renans. Seems the rumors you were running with them were true. You do understand, right? I mean, we only just liberated the city from their kind. Everyone's short on trust. And for good reason. Especially Deadeye. I think it'd be best if those two waited outside.
Not going to happen.
I don't think
Oh
it's
no,
a
it's
good
not
idea
a
for us
it's
to
not a
split
3
up.
and 3.
It's too dangerous.
Then it's on your head, friend. Our base is that way.
Yeah, the old mate with him is a bit suspicious. Squinty
You could
eyes.
have left me behind, you know.
This isn't just about you, Dohalim.
Ah, yes.
As per usual,
I guess even after you beat the Renans, your work's only really just begun, huh?
Yeah. This place seems like it's got a lot of issues to fix.
I physically cannot get to the door. Fast travel point added. Perfect. What's the time? 11:32. We got plenty of time. Ooh, hey, hang on a second. Let me get that chicken. That's a nice bit of chicken in a box. The fruit of Helga.
So you're Elfin, are ya? Thought you'd be bigger. Huh.
Sorry
Guess the
to
armor
disappoint you.
beefs you up a bit. You've got a lot of people talking, you know. But in this town, I call the shots.
So,
You play by my rules here. Just remember that.
wasn't planning to take over your town. Literally
Gotta
just
say,
come
I
here to
didn't
liberate you
expect
from a
to run
lord.
with a gang of women and kids. Those other lords must have been real pushovers, huh?
Seriously? Are you this rude to everyone you meet?
Don't interrupt me, you brat. Didn't your parents teach you any manners?
What the fuck's wrong with this guy?
So you're the one who took down the Lord of this realm, huh? How'd you pull that off?
We just swiped the Renan's explosives. And then we blasted them all to hell and back.
Explosives? That's a pretty bold approach. But how'd you manage to avoid hurting your own people?
We
I
didn't.
That's how. But the chance to take out a lord was worth the sacrifice.
This guy's got to go.
And the Lord? What did this sacrifice earn you?
Unfortunately, we couldn't manage to finish her off. But now we've really got the girl on the run.
So,
Ran? A lord?
Yeah, the lady was just a coward. She had a whole lot more bark than bite, that's for sure. She's probably hiding off in a hole somewhere. But not for long. We'll find her and drag her right back into town. Then she'll get what's coming to her.
See, I like this.
I wouldn't be so sure.
I like seeing the
She may
juxtapositioning
but she'll
between
never go quietly.
Shut up, Bright Eyes.
Renans,
Run you through
well,
already.
sorry, Denons that have
Blazing
pretty
sword
much
here.
The whole reason you're fighting is
Gotten
to free the Danons in this realm, is it not?
so
It's
jaded with
Which
life
that's enough.
that they turn
You're
into
really
the thing they
fighting
hate the
for us
most.
Danons. Why keep these bastards around? Why haven't you killed them already?
I'm not going to kill these bastards.
Is that the case, huh? Then tell me the point of the show.
They're my friends.
Friends? Renans are Renans. The scum-sucking bastards who've been draining our souls for 300 years now. But you know that. Maybe it's 'cause you and
This game's getting pretty intense and I really like it.
more.
Hmm.
Son of a... You'll pay for that! That's enough! Deadeye, you know that was completely uncalled for.
All of you, get the hell out of my realm! And don't ever come back! This is Danon's realm and it's ours, understand? I call the shots here. And I make the rules. I do, Deadeye, leader of the Dark Way!
Yeah! Deadeye! Liberator Deadeye! You are the true leader of this realm!
This guy's
We're
gotta
not
go.
afraid of any bright eyes!
It's only a matter of time before I throw every last bright eye out of this realm!
The Dark Wings! The Dark Wings rule!
Just goes to show that Denons can be just as bad as Renans.
Hey, wait up. Told you so, didn't I? You should have left your Renan pals outside.
You don't agree with him, do you? I could tell by the look on your face in there.
That's how things are with him. He loses his temper, then I step in and calm things down.
Better you than me.
If that's all, I think it's past time we were going.
Look, I just wanted to apologize for what Deadeye said in there.
At least somebody's got some manners around here.
He didn't used to be like that. But, well, that's what losing most of your loved ones will do to a man. He may never forgive the Renans.
It's a little ironic how indistinguishable his manner is to that of a lord.
Well put.
Hey, Bayfon? Deadeye mentioned the Lord is still on the run. Any ideas where she might be?
We looked all over, but found no traces of her. We heard some rumblings about activity in Estaluva Forest, but that's it.
Estaluva, huh?
Wait, you're not
What
going
do you
after
know?
her, are you? Certainly won't win you any favors with Deadeye.
This isn't Deadeye's war, and we're certainly not fighting it for him. Besides, it's like Shion said, her type isn't going to go quietly.
Hey, it's your funeral. Don't say I didn't warn you.
We'll be sure to keep you out of it. Before we set out, though, is there anywhere around here we can rest?
Sure. Building at the end of the road, opposite side. It's all yours. We use it as temporary lodging, to house people who don't have a new place to live quite yet.
We're not going to run into any trouble there, are we?
Rumors of a certain fiery sword have spread fast. I doubt anyone will be eager to give you guys problems.
Other than fucking Deadeye.
Here's where I say my farewell. You're on your own, but good hunting.
Before you go, how come you don't hate the Renans as well?
Oh, believe me, I've got my bone to pick with the Renans. Just not with two of them I've never so much as laid eyes on before.
Someone with actual wrinkles in his brain.
Let's head on over to that lodge. We'll figure out what our next move is there.
And the town is suddenly populated.
Do you see
Ooh.
anybody around here who could use our help?
Fucking Deadeye.
I get the feeling Deadeye signed up to be a rebel, so he could have a roost to rule. Heck, he's no better than a lord. In some ways, he's even worse.
I know. How could he use explosives on his own people?
It's pretty fucked up.
Despite the toll of his actions, none of the Danans we've seen seem to question his assumed authority in the least. If anything, they may well consider him a hero, which would say a great deal toward how deeply they resented the Renans here.
Everyone's sort of on the same
I don't think
page.
this is as simple as saying the good guys won out over the bad ones.
Yeah, I don't either. Deadeye might have managed to drive the Renans out of Niaz, but that doesn't make the way he did it okay. No matter which way you look at it.
A victory that's earned by throwing away the lives of his own people? No, that isn't a victory at all. I can understand that the Danans here
Unworthy
are standing up against
sacrifice.
their oppression, but that doesn't mean they have to humiliate all Renans just to settle the score.
I'm perfectly able to stand up for myself, Alphen. Besides, I'm used to it by...
But you shouldn't have to be, Shion. It's just... What I mean to say is, when you've been a slave for so long, it's easy to accept that's how it should be because it's all you've ever known. Constantly being belittled is no different. I don't think that's fair. For me or for you.
Still falling in love with him.
I just don't know, man.
Don't know what?
Deadeye managed to drive out a real live Renan lord. That's incredible. And he seems to have a lot of supporters surrounding him too. But he's got an attitude worse than any angry Zoogle. Plus, Niaz is in utter ruins. I don't have a clue what his game is.
The Renans are powerful. And because of that, it takes a strong leader to have any hope of toppling them.
Yeah, but
However,
can you call that strength, though?
Take down one dictator only to replace them with another? Ultimately, it's just business as usual.
If it'd been Zephyr instead of Deadeye, I don't think things would have turned out like this.
Rinwell.
Yeah, I think so too. Zephyr did things differently top to bottom. He's not the kind of person who would have forced his own views or decisions on other people.
Damn straight, because Zephyr was a fucking legend.
You're ruling over others, not leading them.
To be honest, I don't know what I would have wanted my dad to do if he was in that position.
Law.
Exactly what he
The
did
whole
do,
thing
which was
feels
play the long
weird
game.
in a way. It's a weird kind of feeling, but at the same time, part of me also feels happy. Deadeye and my dad are two very different men. For now, I'm content knowing that.
Fucking hell.
The city is liberated, and yet the air still hums with fear and anxiety. It reminds me all too well of how Vicente once was.
Hums? You mean like music?
Yeah, none of this sounds like music to my ears.
Okay,
In fact,
Lord.
I've never seen any Danans with musical instruments in my life.
You don't need instruments to play music. It can emerge naturally from the sounds of people going about their day and the hustle and bustle of life.
You seem to care a lot about music, Dohalim. I didn't know that about
We
you.
did know that about him because
Have
we
I not
found
mentioned it?
his violin and all
Before
that
I was
other
a
shit.
candidate for the lordship, I had my heart set on the life of a musician.
You? A musician?
Indeed, music enriches the world around us. I trained day and night to hone my art. Words could not describe my bliss, as my notes carried with them the sights and sounds of nature, the ebb and flow of time.
The dude likes
Thoughts of
music.
people on the wind.
Dohalim.
Forgive me. My loquaciousness can get the best of me at times.
Don't apologize.
No, that's a $10 word.
It's interesting hearing what Renan
Loquaciousness.
culture is like.
Even though the Renans destroyed all of our arts and culture.
Personally, I was interested in the music of Dana as well. The fact that generations of lords deemed music to be of no use to their slaves and outright forbade the ownership of instruments is lamentable. Not that my
Lamentable.
words can undo the damage already done.
Can I get this quest now? Why does everyone have to be such cowards? If we don't get this taken care of, things are never going to change. What's going down, friend? Zoogles, that's what. Pretty common variety of them. To be more specific, rumors say that the Lord's favorite kind of Zoogles, so people are afraid to go anywhere near them.
Alright.
I can understand their hesitation. If you need them gone, we're more than capable of taking care of them for you.
What the?
Hold on, pal. I don't want you to just exterminate them. If you could bring me back some usable materials from them, that'd be great too. You want us to retrieve Zoogle parts? For what, you building something? Not building, studying. If I can demonstrate that even fierce and dangerous Zoogles can be used to make handy tools, that'll motivate people to hunt them more. We can always expect folks like you to come along and solve our problems for us after all. So you're trying to be more self-sufficient. That's very commendable of you.
Hey.
Actually, about those materials you're looking for, this isn't what you're talking about, is it? Yeah, that totally is. Could I convince you to share that? Yeah, hand over the 3 demi-human muscles, sure. Great. You want a generous bunch of people, you know that? Now just to see what I can turn them into. I'm sure I'll be able to make something useful. Thanks so much. Quest complete. I found that most of the time I've been able to do the whole, like, as soon as I rock up, bam, just hand over the... There's another quest. Let's go pick up the one at the end of the bridge. Sort of gives the whole town a whole new light.
Soul who is in dire need.
Sounds like our cue to step in and help.
Now that we know that it was bombed by their own people, like it puts a whole different spin on things. Oh, it's our friend the poet. Alpha mi amigo. I knew fate would bring us back together once more. Remind me, you're the Wonder Guy, is it? I'm a minstrel who tells many tales about the fleeting world in which we live in. They call me the Wonder Bar. I remember you. I believe we have met the pleasure, sir. You may call me Dohalim. You claim to be a minstrel. Is that you say you're well versed in music? Oh, but I am indeed. There isn't a song I haven't sung, nor an instrument in my hands I have not mastered. I see. As so happens, I'm also a connoisseur of music myself. Is that so? Could I perhaps trouble you for a little rendition, kind sir? This is going to take a while, isn't it? That's unfortunate. I do not have my instruments on me, but I would be more than happy to indulge you with a short poem. In the sea of crimson trees, I spy an unknown fellow, standing free within the breeze. Ah, Dana mio. Your words are like music to my ears. You've got quite a rare talent, sir, I must say. You really think so? That I do, and now I must return the favour, my kind sir. Where do I begin, faced with such wit? Indeed, words fail me. I am at a loss for what I can say, but gracias. You, sir, have thrown down the gauntlet. Allow me, sir. I can't take any more of this. We're leaving. Dohalim, you're welcome to catch up with us later.
Excuse me.
Wait, don't leave yet. With so many brilliant minds amongst you, perhaps I can entrust you with this legendary instrument. What are you talking about? I hit a musical instrument knowing that one day I would meet a worthy inheritor. You'll find it at the location detailed in these notes, but be warned, only the smartest shall solve the riddles contained within them. Now I ask you, O chosen ones, will you take it upon yourselves to solve these riddles and uncover the legendary instrument? Sure, we'll give it a shot. This talk of riddles and instruments has me most intrigued. Good. Very well, we'll accept your challenge. Excellent. I have complete faith that you shall emerge victorious. The Wonder Text. Just beyond the hovels, in a land shrouded by sand and stone. Wonder Text 2. The northernmost reaches of the wasteland to the north of an abandoned village. The Wonder Text 3. It lies dormant at the back of a narrow road to the west, whereupon an ancient tower stands. A mysterious pair. Very cool.
That's some cryptic text, all right.
It could mean anything. Can't we just look around the area for clues or something?
Hey, maybe these are supposed to be different locations?
Oh, now you're into this too, huh?
Alright. To the inn. Let's see. Hopefully there is a blacksmith in here, and maybe we can whip up some new weaponry. Oh, I can fast travel
I see
here as
someone
well.
who looks troubled about something.
And there's another
Compassion
quest.
can make all the difference. I propose we speak to them.
Okay, let's speak to them. What's up, chica? Food manager, I sure wish there was more to go around. What are you talking about? Our rations, we're running short on them. Never enough to be comfortable. We could really do with some rice, potatoes, and beef, and some spices in particular. We have what you need. We got... Whoa, you're so generous, thank you. That's helped out a lot. I don't have much to offer in return, but I'll teach you a family secret recipe. Fuck yeah. The curry recipe.
Great!
Oh, that sounds delicious. I can't wait to try it. Doesn't look that hard to fix either.
Hey.
Hey, Sarah, if it's really that simple, would you teach me how to cook it? Wow, you're actually interested in making food now? Not just eating it? What does it matter to you? Let's put a certain someone in place for complaining about my cooking earlier.
Good.
But my training isn't going to be easy. Think you're ready?
Really?
Is that serious? Sure. I guess hit me with what you got. But promise me you won't tell anyone else. Is this okay? My lips are sealed. But in return, you have to call me Captain while we're in training.
What?
Okay, Captain. Supposed to say, yes, Captain.
Yes.
Yes, Captain.
All right.
Now we can begin your training. These freshly caught fish there. Perfect. We'll use that as well. But the recipe doesn't call for fish.
What?
Are you trying to talk back to your superior? No, ma'am. It's supposed to say, yes, Captain.
Huh?
Sarah's initiation. Sure.
All right.
Good, it looks like we have everything we need. Now we dive into the culinary trenches. Yes, Captain.
Over there.
Is that how you hold a knife? What are you trying to do? Private? Dance with it? Of course. It's supposed to say, yes, Captain.
Yes.
All right.
Turn up that fire. Boil that water. You don't have time to let your eyes wander. Yes, Captain.
Huh.
So it is. Its flavor and presentation get a passing grade. You've got promise, but there's still room for improvement. I have to keep training every day. Do I make myself clear?
All right.
Yes, Captain. Yes, I've got a long way to go before my food is perfect, but I'll show him. One day my food will taste so good it'll knock his armor off. Easy. Easy cash money.
By the by, Shion, if you don't mind my asking, would you be willing to share what sort of clothes are currently in fashion on Rena sometime?
Sure. As long as you call me Captain.
Sir, yes, sir, Captain Shion.
I was just joking. Kinda has a nice ring to it, though.
Alright. Let's see. So nothing yet for Alfred. Nothing yet for Shihon. Nature's Beauty 2nd edition I can whip up because I got some Tempest stones. So may as well. Ooh, I can make the Petrum pole. Sure, craft and equip. Still nothing. Ooh, okay, so I can do the upgraded winged gauntlets. I just need to unequip my currently equipped. Cool. Oh, okay. Sweet. Oh, here we go. I can do the flashbang shield with all the Tempest stones that I found. Craft and equip. Now.
Have you guys?
I need to just give him the ceremonial blades. Craft. Refine. There we go. Look at that. 50-point increase. Damn, son. Nice.
Checked your equipment lately?
Yes, I did just then. Okay, give that the old savory. Alrighty then. Whoa. That went great. I think we had a pretty good run there. How amazing was that fight with the dude with the feathers and the katana and all the other cool stuff. It was out of control. And I cannot wait to see who that dude is and why he's doing what he's doing and why Shihone didn't die. That was also pretty nuts. So yeah, tell me what you think in chat, or send us something on Twitter as to what you think is going to happen next. I'd be pretty interested to see what's going to happen. So yeah, I think what we need to do now is we're gonna head over to see our friend Ian, and yeah, let's go say hi. So yeah, have an awesome day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Oh god, a rock. We died. Hey! Cool, thanks for coming by. Aw, that's it for that one. Well, damn! That feels like farther than I've gotten in a long time, honestly. Not bad. Okay, let's do ourselves a solid in the world of even. I don't care.